Broadsword calling Danny boy.
Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. I'm just going to show you this image from Sol 50, Curiosity image. There are lots of anomalies in this, lots more than you'd expect from a normal image. There's stuff all over the place. I'm just going to highlight each item for you, just so you know where to look for them. If you want to download the image, the link will be in the description as usual. There's no jiggery pokery going on here. This is all downloadable stuff that you can check yourself. There's about 7 or 8 objects in this particular photograph. I'm just going to let the highlights come up for you to show you where each one is. That one that's just popped up there is the most interesting, I think, which is what looks very much like a small aircraft of some sort, or drone or something. There's a little canoe there, which I've covered in some of my other videos. Very small. There's this new one I just found the other day of what looks like an alien skull. Rather large, elongated alien skull. It's a bit like a UT, in fact, funny enough. Right at the top there, there's some what looks like organic material, possibly coral or some kind of growth on some rocks at the back there. Right, we go straight in here with the dinosaur. The dinosaur skull is the large thing on the left there. I mean, if you look at it, you can see the mouth, you can see the nose. Here we go, I've just highlighted it for you. You can even see his eye. He's got a blue eye, for God's sake. Since when did dinosaurs have blue eyes? I mean, this is obviously a Martian one. You can see the blue eye there, right there. All I've done is enhance the contrast a bit and played with it. I haven't added any blue to it. Now I've darkened the eye just to show you where it is, just to make it a bit more obvious. This is extraordinary. I mean, this is a large dinosaur skull. It still has some fleshy material left on it, as a lot of the specimens on Mars do. They're obviously freeze dried, extremely well preserved. Even soft tissue is well preserved. There he is again. I've just changed the colour there for you just to really make it more obvious. All I've done is draw around the object and mucked around with the contrast a bit. This thing here, who knows what this is? I mean, it looks a bit like a plank of wood sticking up at an angle from the dirt with something on it, like, who knows? There it is again. I mean, it looks almost like an animal stuck to a plank of wood. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it may be part of a statue or something else. Right, that's the whole image enhanced there, just to show you what it looks like. Just a bit of a Gaussian blur on there and a bit of contrast. Nothing much. Here's what I've called maybe a missile or a bomb. It could be part of a statue. It certainly seems to have broken off something, and it has, in the middle of it, it has these spiky bits kind of splayed out as if it had kind of exploded or something had blown out of it. There's a bit of a closer view of it. Very strange object, this. It's definitely part of something. You can see the spikes either side of it sticking out, which seem to be symmetrical. Who knows? This may or may not be. It may just be a rock, but there is something very suspicious about that. Here's one of the possible shoes. It may just be a rock that's shaped like a shoe, but I have found other shoes, and some of them still have laces on. This one doesn't. At least doesn't look like it. It's about a size 10 or 12, judging from the distance from the camera. Not huge, not as big as some of the ones I found up there. Some of them, if it is a shoe, of course. Some of the ones I found up there have been like size 20 or larger. I mean, really big shoes. Here's the rock that looks like it has some organic growth on it. It may be an old bit of coral. This area was all underwater at one point, most of it. Gale Crater was a huge lake or sea, even, if you want to call it that. Now here's my favourite part: the aeroplane. Now imagine a small aeroplane with the wings torn off of it, and this is what you get. Not like any aircraft I've seen here on Earth. I mean, I've seen quite a few. I used to go to a lot of air shows. This, to me, it seems to be too small to be a piloted vehicle, if that's what it was. It looks more like a drone. And you see it a bit closer. You've got a pointy prop type thing coming out on the right of the object, which may have had propellers attached to it. You see it a bit better now. It's got a tailplane on the back there, by the looks of it. Closer view. It looks to me, if you look right in the centre of the object, that there was something attached there, almost like the wing had just sheared off. I mean, it's probably hit the ground at some speed. You never know. I mean, this is probably mangled and damaged. You know, it's not obviously in very good condition. It may just be a guided bomb or a missile. I mean, who's to say? It could even be a carved effigy of some sort of flying machine. There are lots of carved objects on Mars. People are finding them all over the place. Statues and statue fragments, carved objects. So it may not even be an aeroplane. It may just be an image of one carved into stone. I mean, but when you just do a basic enhancement of the contrast, like I have here, the colours are quite strange. It's got some greens and blues in there, which I haven't added. Those are already there. The contrast just brings out the colour that's already there. And now here we go over to the broken canoe. I mean, it's a very white object. It may be carved. It may be carved in stone. No idea. I've white balanced it a bit more there just to give you a cleaner view of it. It's quite small. It's probably only about a foot long. So if it was a canoe, the person or persons that were using it must have been extremely small. Now this is one thing I didn't point out in any of my previous videos with the canoe. Didn't notice it before. This looks like the skull of some sort of ape. On the left there you can see the nose and teeth. Even unenhanced like this part, when you enhance it you can see hair on the right side and on the bottom. It's almost like it's got a beard. You can see an ear there in the middle. Crazy stuff. Here's the larger shoe that was pointed out earlier on. This may be a rock, who's to say, but really, I mean, look at the it looks hollowed out. I mean, it looks like a piece of material folded over at the top there on the left, and it's shoe shaped. Here's the alien skull. Now this is a new find. I only found this the other day and was quite shocked. It's been pretty badly blurred out, as you can see in the untreated image. So all I've done there is draw around it and increase the contrast. I haven't done anything else to it, and a bit of blur. That is it. We're going to have a little bit of a closer look now. You can actually see it's an alien skull before you enhance it. You've just got to look a bit carefully. It's a very long, elongated skull. Enlarged cranium on the left there, with the face and eyes pretty clear to see there, with a nasal cavity. This is another one that's probably just a rock. This one's a bit further back. Can't really tell with that one. This one also a bit ambiguous. This is probably a rock, but there does seem to be something odd in front of it, which looks like a glove or a hand. Perhaps here at the bottom of that highlighted area there, it looks like a sort of glove or something. I mean, not too sure about that one. This one's right at the back of the image. It's quite large, but too far away to really be sure about anything there. This looks to me like an animal head, or skull if you want to call it. One of many I've found. It seems to have hair on it, for one thing. It's quite a brown colour. It looks a bit like a camel or something like that. This is what looks like a fossilized fish, of all things. I have covered this in some other videos in more detail. There it is. I mean, if the water did dry up very rapidly in Gale Crater, as it seems to have done, then all the creatures in that water, and oh yeah, there's the strange thing behind. Whether that's attached to this thing or behind it, I think it's behind it. It's like an arm sticking out. I don't know what that is. Absolutely no idea what that is. Another strange skull-looking thing here. It seems to have an eye and teeth and a nose. There we go. Very strange. It could be fossilized, and some of it could have broken off the back of its head there, on the right. You can see an eye right in the middle. I've just highlighted the eye very slightly for you in the middle there with a white dot, just to show you where the eye would be. You can see teeth on the thing. I mean, come on. This looks like a carved object, as you will see when it's highlighted. Part of a statue or some kind of monument, or who knows, but that looks to me like some sort of pattern carved into it, some sort of shape. Right, another shoe, of course. This is the best one of the two or three that I've shown on this video so far. This has been covered in other videos. It has laces on it. I mean, it looks like it's made of leather. It's quite shiny, which leather can be. I mean, what else is it? There's the lace. There we go. I've just highlighted the lace for you. It's an old school leather shoe. I mean, I found other shoes and even boots on Mars that look like they were made 500 years ago on Earth. You know, the sort of thing they used to wear in the Middle Ages. You know, soft leather, brown. You know, with laces. You know, up the front or over the top. I mean, who knows? It may just be a rock, but explain the bit of string coming out of it, the shoelace. I mean, where did that come from? That's not a rock. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is Joe at ArtAlienTV. Many more videos to come. This is a bit of a departure from my usual style. I usually just do music in my videos and just show the images. This is actually a quicker way of working. You can stick the images together and do a voiceover, and it takes a lot less time than typing out all the captions, especially when you can't spell. So thanks for being patient, especially if you've watched all of that. Much more to come. See you soon.